Alright, hey everyone, I'm David Room. I'm just going to do a really quick stream here tonight because I am going to make a time-lapse video, but I'm going to make the time-lapse video out of a recording I've downloaded of a live stream. And I realized that my time-lapse video functionality only works on actually capturing the desktop. So I want to build a new time-lapse script that can work on an existing video. I don't think it should take too long. It's a pretty uh, straightforward thing to implement. So let's just jump right into it. So I have this video downloaded from the other night. I thought it would be really nice to do a time lapse of this for Screenshot Saturday. On Twitter, people uh, often share videos or screenshots of indie games usually in development. And this particular live stream, I was doing some low poly spacecraft design. Everybody seems to like low poly stuff, and it was, I think, a pretty visually interesting stream with a lot of interesting plots and things. So I thought it would be a good thing to make a time lapse video of. And people seem to be interested in the video stuff that I showed in the stream a few days ago. So I thought, hey, why don't we just do it together if I'm going to be writing it anyway. And I don't think this is going to take a super long time, but you never know, might run into some interesting issues. And I've just seen my YouTube channel do all kinds of interesting things lately, and I have pretty much no evidence that the way the algorithm works is it just seems to be willing to run with whatever you throw at it. And I haven't seen any evidence that you can goof up the algorithm or your video's performance by putting out a video that people don't like. So I thought, oh well, we'll try a really short stream. I do have some evidence to suggest that even longer, like much longer streams would be better. So I'm going to try to do one sometime here where I plan on streaming for 3 or 4 hours. Usually I only do 2, but we'll see. So maybe we'll call this one like time-lapse video. I don't really want to modify my current time-lapse program to take video input just because it's so simple, and it's also actually doing a lot of other things. So we'll just copy and paste to start, and then we're gonna kind of borrow the video reading stuff from my thumbnail generating script here. Okay, and we can get rid of all of this stuff because this is just relating to this. We'll make this time-lapse video, and we'll just say time-lapse video.mp4. We don't need this extra stuff here for now. We don't need this, and this, we're gonna have 2 video pipe processes here. I'm gonna steal this guy from thumbs. I need to get things set up so I can use my other monitor because I've kind of gotten used to programming on my larger monitor, and I'm feeling a little restricted by my MacBook screen. Okay, let's see here. I collapsed the wrong thing there. Okay, so let's see, we don't need any of this text stuff. Yeah. So we'll just get the input. This is proc read. I think this shape is a NumPy shape. We can test actually. And we'll just see. I need that. So this is the file that we're going to read in. I think it's .mp4. MP4. Okay, so we're gonna read that in. Okay, and then I have this skip functionality, which I don't think I'm gonna, well, actually I could just use that directly, right? So if we look at the time-lapse video, Michael Kane is here. Hello, Michael. I'm making a time-lapse video of a video rather than a time-lapse video of a screen recording from the same program here. So in my time-lapse program, I'm writing with a frame rate of 10, and I'm capturing a frame. I believe I was doing it, okay, I was doing one every 5 seconds. So we're gonna say skip should be 30 times 5 because 1 frame every seconds at 30 FPS. And then FPS out is going to be 10. I can probably play around with these sometimes, but that's a project for another night. I'll only ding around with it if this definitely seems wrong. But let's see if our info here makes sense. We should see something that looks like 1280 by 720. Scripts.video.time-lapse video. What are you up to tonight, Michael Kane? FF probe error? No. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm not reading it from the right directory. Okay, nice. He's wasting a bit of time before bed. That's a good idea. I spent the day doing outdoor work and stuff, so I'm ready to waste time before bed, but I wanted to make a little headway on my project first. So here we are. And I'm really having fun lately with YouTube. And what I'm learning is I just need to throw more stuff at it. More stuff. That's the main thing I need to do, is not analyze the graphs or keep staring at it. I just need to do more streaming. So here we are. But it's fun to work on a little bit here. Okay, let's see if this works now. Yep, so there's our shape that we expect, 1280 by 720 by 3 for 3 channels. Yeah, you know, I think, so Michael says more stuff tends to be useful for social media platforms in general. Not that anybody should take my advice, because I haven't been super duper successful at anything, but if I could go back and give myself advice when I was first trying to like start building a platform on social media, it would be to just be on more places. I kind of thought I didn't want to split my attention, and it seemed like most of the action was on Twitter. And also when I was starting to work on Twitter, people were excited about personal websites and stuff, so I put some time to that. Just kind of a waste of time. But I think something that's useful about being on multiple social media platforms is that inevitably, for reasons outside of your control, uh, there are going to be things, there are going to be times where one platform is just like not doing anything at all, and then the other one is. And right now for me, YouTube is doing some really exciting things, and Twitter, not so much. I've actually had a little bit of growth on Twitter lately, but for the most part, uh, YouTube has been kind of what's been interesting to me lately. But it's nice because then you have something to do instead of just sort of compulsively checking one platform to see if things are happening. It's never good. You want to be spending your time doing things, right? Not compulsively checking social media and hoping that things happen. So we don't need preview mode. So the best thing to do is, I think, to be on multiple platforms. So when one is slow, you can engage with the other and not waste your time. It actually ends up wasting less time to be on multiple, I guess. Long way of saying it, but okay. So we're gonna read a frame from our input pipe, read frame, numpy from proc read of our shape, and we don't need a buffer, doesn't matter. And if frame is none, then we're gonna break, and we're gonna write it, and we gotta okay, and this should do it. Should we see if it works? Oh, FPS out. Whoops. So I'm just gonna print out how many frames we have. And we might actually just make a buffer here. I'm gonna I might actually make a buffer just so we're doing this as efficiently as possible. So we're going to make a buffer of zeros of size shape and dtype being uint8. So each element is just a single byte. I believe that's going to be the type that we want. We can use this guy here. So we've got, ooh, that's a lot of frames. Oh wait, am I not? Oh, but yeah, it's gonna be divided down by skip. So num frames divided by skip is gonna be how many we're actually gonna write. This shouldn't actually take super long to process. Yeah, just 989 frames. That sounds about right. Oh, come on. Let's skip that buffer for now. Maybe that's screwing something up. Oh, that's weird. This was just running a second ago. What did I do? Interesting. Something about that. Didn't like. Now let's see. We are getting around 38 frames per second without the buffer. Let's see if we add the buffer back in if it gets faster. Not really. That's fine. Oh, I see. So this isn't the actual. That is not the frame count of the skipped frames. That's the total. So this is going to have to count up to 90,000 for this to be processed. Let me see. We just look in here if this looks like it's doing something correct. So time-lapse video.mp4. Well, that's too big. I wonder if I'm not skipping like right. Let me think about this. So skip 1 frame every 5 seconds. All right, well, let's just see if we'll just skip after we hit a certain count of frames. Oh, for one thing, we want to increment the count. And then let's skip out when we, so if we're doing 10 frames per second, 100 frames would be 10 seconds. So let's, if count is greater than 100, break. This is interesting. All those little bugs that you don't expect. Oh, okay, so that's part of the problem. My buffer. Oh, okay. Pipes. Right. Canvas size needs to be. That is odd. Oh, okay. I think I know what's going on here. Okay, that looks right. So, what gives? I mean, how long is the original? How long is the original? So it is an hour and 22 minutes. Let's see, is this frame the number written? Seems like it might be. Oops, that's the original. Here's the time lapse. See. I'm pretty close to the end here. So why does it keep going? Like, that should be about it. This video should be about 2 minutes long. It should be at just about 1,000 frames, right? Because if I do yeah, 989 frames. So what gives? Frame is none. Oh, that's why. If not buffer. Yeah, that's why. I'm being stupid. Standard out. Yeah, okay. So I'm not using correct logic with this buffer. Let me just look up read into, because that when read into fails is when I want to stop here. Okay, let's take a look. Read into bytes, pre-allocated bytes like object. Blocking IO, non-blocking mode. Read into one. Non-blocking mode. I'm not sure. Blocking IO. Maybe. I'm surprised that we didn't get some kind of exception here. Blocking IO. Let's see here. Maybe it's just blocking. Yeah, and just stalling. Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, so I think what the simplest way to solve this is just going to be to loop here until if count is greater than expected, and then break. And expected equals num frames divided by skip. And then we can even do, yeah, and that's why that frame rate was going super high at the end, is because it just wasn't reading anything. It was basically just, this ended up not doing anything and just returning the same buffer. So here's our time-lapse video. And all these time-lapse videos that I do at this with these settings end up being about 2 minutes long. So now something that I could try doing is I could actually tweak things here a little bit. So I could hypothetically here, I could double the frame rate and cut the skip in half, and we'd have pretty much the same speed, but it would be a little bit smoother. Let's just try that and see how it looks. Okay, so we'll call this video 5. So actually, let's just do 30, right? So if we do, yeah, because we can do this. We can do this exactly. So let's say we want 30 frames per second out. So we want to multiply this by 3 and divide this by 3. So right? Will that give us the same thing? I think so. Then we have a nice, we'll have a nice smooth frame rate on the output. And it should be 3 times the output about, so we should see about 3,000 frames. That looks cool. I like that. Maybe it'll be a little bit, oh, I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit too much. I don't know. We'll see how it looks when we get into the code. Oh. I think that works. I see a few people are watching. Do you guys have an opinion which time lapse looks better? The 10 frames per second or 30 frames per second version? It's the same rate, so the video is the same length in both cases. This was a fun part here when I was removing the faces that the radiators poke through. Nice. And let's see, they should just double check. 139. Yeah, they're the same length. Cool. Well, that is what I wanted to write. Let's just clean this guy up a little bit. Can kind of look at my process for cleaning stuff up. Just typically just use PyCharm problems and just mainly it's extra imports and stuff that need to be cleaned up. Let's see, we got rid of something that we needed. Just clean this up a little bit. Just so I remember what I'm doing. I don't know why is this complaining? Optional byte array. Oh, that's probably not right. That is probably not right. Yeah. I'm not going to bother testing it because, well, I suppose I could. And actually, one other thing that I want to do, because I find it kind of annoying, I want to be able to make the output of these video readers and writers to be suppressed if I want. Default to not, but suppressed if I want. So we'll do this. We'll do type.qi equals true, and then we're going to do something else here. So instead of a while loop, we're going to use a for loop. So we're going to do for whatever in range of expected. And then we can actually, instead here, we can do a TDM, get a nice progress bar. If we have suppressed the output correctly, and that is not right. Just and video.time. Okay, yeah, Skunk's Workshop says, yeah, I like the latter more. I think I do too. So now we've got our nice progress bar. And let's take a look. Got time-lapse video, 10:02. Did it work? Yeah, it did. And let's just to make sure we've got it, I'm gonna render a nice video of the whoops, derp. Oh, render a nice video of the ship itself to share too, because it's kind of hard to actually see it in the video. It goes by so fast. And maybe let's just I need to do the animation. Oh, okay, there we go. That's how I do it. And I can turn the GUI off like that. Okay, so we've got AJ Cardenas in the chat. He says, so what are you working on? So I am writing up, and I just finished. I'm actually just about to finish here, but I wrote up a little script to create a time-lapse version of a video. So if I have an existing video and I have a live stream, make a time-lapse version of it where I am, it's basically playing some large multiple of the speed. So about an hour and 40-minute live stream turns into a minute and some seconds. And I'm doing that for Screenshot Saturday because this live stream I worked on this model. People seem to like low poly models. It was kind of a visually interesting stream with a lot of graphs and charts and stuff. And I wanted to have something to share for that. So basically, I can just show you. It's a little Python script, and I, a while back, implemented these video pipe functions that wrap FFmpeg functionality, so I can read video frames in and write them out as NumPy arrays. And I'm just doing that here. It's a very simple script. I had a similar version where I was saving, I was extracting thumbnails from a video, and I've things where I'm generating a video and generating a time-lapse video from desktop screenshots that I'm capturing in real time. Here I'm simply reading from one video with a skip parameter and writing to another video. And actually, this is the reading and this is the writing. So this is the read-in process. This is the write process, and we just loop over the number of frames we expect, read one in, write it out. Simple as that. So I'm actually pretty much finished. I'm going to post this time-lapse video on YouTube and on Twitter and other social media. But for people who are just tuning in, feel free to make sure to like and subscribe. And I do programming live streams a couple times a week at least. Usually I'm trying to do more, so I'm sure you can catch me. Usually I stream for longer, like a couple hours, so there'll be some good stuff to check. And AJ asked if I have a GitHub page for my projects. I do, but it's kind of private. Um, I'm still kind of figuring out the best way to share the stuff that I work on because it's kind of personal. Some of it is, I think, probably wouldn't be that useful to other people, but I don't know. Maybe people are interested in it, so I should look into some ways to do it. So I do a lot of uh, interesting stuff with programmatic 3D mesh processing and game development with Python. So uh, if you're interested in that, make sure to tune back in, check out some of my other live streams. But yeah, thanks everybody who tuned in. Thanks for coming, Michael and Skunks Workshop, and good to see you here. AJ, I hope you come back. Maybe check out some of my other streams sometime and when I'm going a little bit longer, but it was good to hang out a little bit anyway. And everybody, I hope you have a good night.